Welcome to episode 3 of Styled Interiors. Again, we've got Alex, pretty lovely Alex,
Hello,
and
everybody.
sweet lovely Melissa on the right, and I'm Deborah Senior. This episode is called Sisters Are Doing It for Themselves. We're really going to focus on women in business, what that means, new versus experience in business, and the topic I love: does age really matter? Again, what we're doing is trying to really give you the nuts and bolts about what it's like building $1 million business, which these two ladies are set to do this year. And as much as we love to talk about the triumphs, the trials are probably just as juicy. And so this episode is going to focus on a recent event that's happened where there is an alleged theft that's happened in the business. And so I'm just going to switch it over to you, Alex, to just first talk about the feeling you had when you heard what happened and maybe just explain to our audience what that's about.
Sure, I mean, absolutely. The bigger you get, the more you have to trust your employees. And for us recently, we were growing and we were hiring, and one of the things we like to do is really give back. And so we try to have people who need a second chance or have been down on their luck or haven't had an opportunity because they don't have experience, but they've got the talent. And sometimes you're really successful at that, and sometimes you fail miserably. So this alleged theft that's happened really shook me. And it shook me because it was someone really close to me, someone that I was grooming, someone that I trusted. And it shook me in the sense, not because of what was stolen, because materialism, monetary, that's all replaceable. Mm-hmm. It's the trust that gets broken in our industry. And I think when you're a woman in business, mm-hmm. no matter how our society says, can't be emotional, right? Got to be strong, got to be business is business, personal is personal. I think that's really hard when you're a woman. And it's really hard because we're taught to nurture.
Well, we do business differently.
We do.
And I think that's a good thing.
It is. And we're proud to do business differently. And we're proud to give people second chances. And we're proud to, deliver turkey dinners to the homeless.
So tell us what happened.
So we had an employee who allegedly forged company checks and in excess of, $10,000 for us, and, took that money and used it for themselves, right? And it was a really personal thing for us because, A, the trust issue, mm-hmm. B, you suddenly feel shaken. Who can you trust? Who can you depend on? Who is your core? And I think that was a really ugly moment. Yeah. And I don't think we've kind of regrouped from it yet. So truthfully, we're in the middle, Melissa and I, of reassessing, right? Who do we need, right? We know that we need people because we have to delegate. Yeah. There's only so many hours in the day. And, my Botox lady is already saturated with the amount of Botox that I can get in a month. So those wrinkles need to slow down.
So what's the lesson, though? Because, I know that if I was taken for 10 grand, first of all, not only would I be devastated, but my husband would look at me like, are you, what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
absolutely. Do you know what I mean? And I think probably, I know as a woman in business, we like the validation from our partners.
Yeah.
And that's assuming right now that your partner's male. If he's or she's not, then whatever.
We need validation from
everyone. You need validation.
Right.
But it's almost like you don't like failing in front of them because there's the assumption that you are a woman in business and there is kind of that double standard, and so you don't want to look bad, right? So then admitting that, oh my God, I just got ripped off, mm-hmm. like what the hell did I just do?
Yeah, and it happens, if we make a deal, it's not only this instance of alleged theft, but it happens with suppliers, with pricing, right? Making sure that everything is fair and equal, that glass ceiling. We deal with it every day mm-hmm. in our industry. And I think the lesson, for me, it was difficult mm-hmm. to hear a lot of people say, I told you so, right? Because, a lot of people just sit in the cheap seats and, mm-hmm. and get to say, I told you, you're too trusting, you're too open, you're too, all those things.
Yeah, but in running a business, you have to rely on other people to do things. And I think delegating and trusting these people is a big part of running a business.
Yeah.
And when you come across these people that you think you can trust and they take advantage of your trust, it's not only bad for the business, but it's heartbreaking to you because you put that trust in somebody. And it's like, if anything happens to me, it happens to her. Anything
Vice
happens to her, it happens to me, right? That's how a partnership works. And her calling me and telling me about it, I was just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, of all people, are you kidding me? Like, it was just, I think I was more angry at the fact of what they did more than who was the person, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you know what I find really interesting? And I think some women in business will probably relate to it, is that, after Alex does Alex, and, it's like, oh my God, and is doing everything she needs to do to correct the problem. She's like, but you know what?
Yeah.
They tried.
Yeah,
like they're really
it's
good at other
true.
things. Like it's
Yeah.
tried, and it's so funny.
It's so true because I've caught myself literally like a million times saying, but this person is talented and this person is smart and they have such potential. And it's like we justify it. And I hear these words come out of my mouth. And I think it's really hard. But one of the things as a woman in business, as an individual in business, forget male, female at this point. I think one of the things that you have to do is have that wall. Right, and so Melissa and I are working really hard at designing that really pretty, I call it the Maleficent Wall of Thorns, that kind of grows around us.
Yeah.
And, I mentioned this at the beginning of we were talking just candidly, and I said, my business partner, when I first started being involved with him and working with him, the lesson was you always sign your own checks. And absolutely, Melissa and I do sign our own checks, but it's controlling now where they are, right? Who has access? Who has access to the important things? And it's not even money, it's material. Like our designs are proprietary. We're very, very protective of our designs. They are equally as valuable to us, especially in our millwork side. And I think it's really building those security processes.
Well, I kind of like the way, like for me, I'm a complete process person, right? And I love that. But I like your approach to money matters, whether it's big or small. So, for instance, they're in the interior design show in Toronto in January, and that's going to be, the booth alone is over a $20,000 investment. By the time they finish building the booth, it'll be six figures.
Yeah.
They make that decision together. But even getting tickets to go to the Ajax Pickering Board of Trade Gala, which is $130, we use the same process.
Yeah.
It's, what do you think? Do you want to go? If the answer is yes, is it yes for both? What's the method of payment? How are we going to put we're pretty transparent, and I think I like that approach to big or small. Like
absolutely. And Melissa and I, we do try to bet it. Okay, I really did just go buy a really expensive mosaic tile insert, but she's gonna love it. And when she sees it, she won't question what I did.
Those are made of gold.
But normally on the whole, okay, look, she bought a pair of shoes without my
Oh my
opinion.
gosh! Those boots are incredible.
I made her buy
sorry,
them.
cameraman. The boots are like seriously behind you, like those black booties over there. Can you please?
With the flowers
Yeah.
on them.
Can you bring? Yeah. Because
see?
this right here, don't drop the boots.
Dude.
Don't drop the boots. Oh my God.
Okay.
They're the
Oh,
best.
like,
Yeah.
Zara.
are you kidding me?
online.
Yeah. So
Are you
see,
kidding
Zara,
me?
When you need new brand spokespeople, we're right in Durham.
Like this,
Right.
this is my black lacquer.
Yeah, I'm
like,
telling you.
oh my gosh, like you hit it. Like if my, what are these, a size 5?
Yeah,
Don't
Like
worry, I got a
that.
size 8. I'll hook you
Oh
up.
my gosh.
I
like,
made her
there she-
buy
Begged
me
me
the
to buy
shoe.
a pair, so I did.
yeah.
Like I'm like
I'm that
we
naive.
need the shoe.
I could be that shoe whore. I could.
Yeah.
I could.
You could.
I
She
could.
I think I am.